Hi, everybody. My name is Amber Tidwell, and I'm the chair of the Outcomes and Assessment Committee. I'm coming to you all today to talk about assessments and reflection pieces that we're going to attach to the assessment process. So far, you all have been working in eLumen, doing the rubrics for your students, and we really appreciate the effort that you've put into this process and learning how to deal with eLumen and how to navigate it. I think we've finally gotten it to where it's working pretty well for most people. And for those of you who are still having trouble, I know you know how to reach out to me or Debbie Lou to try to solve those problems. So we really appreciate that. But the next piece of the assessment process is the reflection. The numbers are just data, but without actual discussion and talking about how those numbers affect teaching and learning, then we're only doing half of the process. And so we want to go ahead and implement the second half of the process this semester by including a reflection template, attaching it to the assessment rubric that we already have in eLumen. Today, I'm going to walk you through how to do that. I do want to say, for those of you who assessed last fall, we really appreciate it. You will be receiving a Microsoft Forms survey that will have some questions on it for you to fill out. And that's how we will go about assessing the second half of the reflection narrative for your courses. But for those of us who are moving forward for the next 3 semesters of the cycle, we are asking that you fill out this reflection template that's attached to the actual assessment rubric. So I'm going to share my screen and walk you through how to do that. All right, so I'm in eLumen. First of all, always choose your role and then choose your discipline. I'm going to choose English because that's where I set it up for us. Make sure it's on the right semester. It'll default sometimes to the wrong one. So spring 22. As you see, this is the assessment that we've been using, the course ending 0 through 4 assessment, but we're going to add one that says course ending with reflection or with narrative. And so you'll click on one of these scorecards. They're identical information on the scorecards. They just have different views. I like this one best, this first one. So I would fill out my rubric information on each student. And as I'm finishing up towards the bottom, you'll see that it says, there we go, save and continue to reflection. So you'll click that button, and here we'll have a few questions for you to fill out. One of them will be about the data comparison to previous year's data. One of them will be about future, how do we improve the future, maybe problems that you've seen in the data, what it reveals. We haven't decided on what these questions will be quite yet. The OAC will come up with that in a few weeks. But this is where you'll fill that out. You'll fill out the narrative information here. Then when you're done, you'll just submit and share. You can also submit and share anonymously, because it really doesn't matter who the information is coming from as much as the fact that we get this information so that we can take it to the departments and divisions and discuss it on a course level. So once you've done that, I want to show you how to access this information. We want to make sure that each department and division takes the time to actually have a discussion about the courses. We want to implement changes that need to be made in the courses, or improvements that need to be made in SLOs, maybe assignments that are not proving to be the best for assessment. So the way that we want to go about that is each department or division, or even on a course level, have discussions with the fellow faculty who teach the same course to talk about the pedagogy behind it, what's working and what's not. And so one way you can find this information is under SLOs and assessments. And so I'll click there and then click assessments. And then you're in your assessment library. And so these are all the assessments. I'll just go ahead and click on that English 3 class. And over here in the little blue button under actions, it'll say Results Explorer. And so you'll click there. And as you can see, I'm on the chart view, and it gives me the information for English 3 and the SLOs. And then here we have the same thing, a table graph. But then if you click the table view instead of the chart view, you'll see the numbers that come up specifically And then under that, right here where it says faculty reflections, this is where those reflection narratives will be housed. And so we want to make sure that we're doing our best to capture the entire assessment process and not just the assessment rubric, but the actual reflection, the narrative, and make sure that we have those discussions in our divisions and departments so that we can actually make improvement to student learning. These will also serve as evidence for our accreditation that's coming up. And so it's important that we have these documents to make sure that we show that we have done our part on making improvements to the student learning. How you go about that will be fleshed out a little bit more as we go forward in the semester. It'll probably take a semester of data to actually collect, and then hopefully in the fall, we'll spend some time looking at how to make improvements. As far as eLumen goes, I just want to say this semester, we're hoping to offer quite a few Illumination Fridays where you can focus on things like how to sync your assessments to Canvas. We want to focus on, maybe some of the curriculum building, some of the PAR issues that you might be having. We want to teach you all you need to know about eLumen so that you can do your job and get the information that you need in regards to that. So just keep an eye out for those emails that come through, and we're going to target different departments to come on Fridays and work with us so that you can have those conversations about teaching and learning, which is kind of why you probably got into this profession to begin with. So thank you for your time, and I hope everyone has a really nice day.